Today we're diving deep into a controversial topic, and we're not pulling any punches. We're talking about Al Sharpton, his recent boycott at Costco, and why, dare I say it, President Trump might have been right all along about DEI. Grab your mug, settle in, because this is going to be a thought-provoking ride.
That we need to discipline ourselves and punish and reward those who come out either to support us or be against us. So all of the companies that say they want to back away from diversity, equity, and inclusion, we need to show them by not showing up to their stores, by not spending our money in their establishments. And we're here at Costco today because we support people who support us.
That's right.
That's right.
And if you want to stand up with us, we should stand up with you. We're going to spend our money and we're going to make the market share at Costco grow and the other market share at other places diminish, because our dollar means something to us. It means something to this economy. It means something to this country. And if we all join together, not shop. Please, the story will be you all didn't shop. Go back and shop. We do not need you all. We'll see you on the way back. We need you to go in and shop, please.
What's up, Black Coffee family? Welcome back to the podcast. Let's start with the facts. Al Sharpton, a name synonymous with activism, recently led a boycott at Costco. The goal, as it was presented, was to support companies committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, policies. This was in response to companies like Target, Walmart, Amazon, and Meta rolling back their DEI programs. Sharpton and his supporters aim to show that supporting DEI is good for business and abandoning it is bad for business. Now, here's where things get interesting. The boycott at Costco didn't quite go as planned. Footage revealed a large group of people walking through the store, cell phones out, seemingly more interested in photo opportunities than in actually buying anything. They were blocking aisles and disrupting the shopping experience for actual customers. In fact, these individuals were not buying anything at all. This was not a show of support, but a photo op. One of Sharpton's associates was even caught begging people to go back and buy something after the fact. This raises serious questions about the authenticity of this event. Now, let's talk about DEI. It's presented as a tool to advance racial equity, but some argue it primarily benefits white women. This makes you wonder, why are we as a community investing our time, money, and energy into an initiative that may not even be focused on us? Is this a case of misplaced priorities? Is this another instance of the black community being led astray? This is where Trump's actions come into play. President Trump signed an executive order to eliminate DEI programs. Now, whether you agree with him or not, it's worth considering the motivations behind this action. Some companies are abandoning DEI because it's unfair, divisive, and a waste of time, resources, and money. These companies are realizing that these programs aren't as effective as they were once touted to be. The hypocrisy here is that those who claim to be fighting for equality and inclusion weren't even willing to buy a single item to support companies with DEI policies. This makes it appear that it's about the appearance of support and not actual action. It seems as if the boycott was more about creating a spectacle and raising money than actually supporting businesses that supposedly align with their values. Let's delve deeper into Al Sharpton's role. His National Action Network is the entity sponsoring these boycotts. This nonprofit relies on donations, and it seems that these boycotts are a way to get media attention and raise more donations. Reports suggest that Sharpton has pocketed nearly $1 million in bonuses from his nonprofit. This is where you start to question the true motives behind these events. So let's look at the facts. A boycott is organized to support DEI. The boycott involves people going to a store and not buying anything. The stated aim of the boycott is to support a program that may not primarily benefit the black community. The boycott is organized to raise funds for an organization that reportedly pays its leader a large sum in bonuses. It appears that Trump may have been right about DEI. It may be ineffective and wasteful. This isn't about progress. It's about profit. It's about using the guise of social justice to line one's own pockets. Now let's talk about the political timing. This boycott came after President Trump signed an executive order to eliminate DEI programs. So this was presented as a pushback against his policies. However, the lack of actual support for DEI during this boycott demonstrates that the leadership behind it is out of touch. Some people argue that most black people aren't even affected by DEI and they are not moved by these initiatives. That it's primarily the black elite who are concerned with this issue. If that's true, then why are we being led by people who are seemingly out of touch with the actual needs of the community? The real goal seems to be to raise money, to make it seem like they are making a difference, when in reality they're not. The goal, some argue, is to collect donations and for Sharpton to get paid. It's about creating a narrative that benefits a select few, not the many. And what about Costco? What do they get out of this? They get their store disrupted, their actual customers inconvenienced, and their brand associated with a fundraising scheme. Why would Costco allow this to happen? Is Costco complicit or are they being used? The narrative is that this is about supporting DEI, but the reality is that this is about targeting liberal white women to get them to donate money. So this raises the question, who is really benefiting from this? Is it the black community? Is it those in need? Or is it just Al Sharpton? This whole situation is a mess, and it appears that Trump may have been right to question DEI programs. We as a community need to be asking some very tough questions. Are we being used? Are we being manipulated? Are we blindly following leaders who do not have our best interests at heart? We need to be more critical, more discerning, and more demanding of real change. We need to stop being pawns in other people's games. We need to start demanding accountability and working towards real progress. So, my friends, I'm not going to pretend that this is progress. We need to start questioning everything. We need to stop focusing on these antics and start working towards actual tangible change. We need to hold our leaders accountable, making sure they serve the people rather than serving themselves. We need to consider if President Trump might have been correct about DEI. What do you guys think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Is Al Sharpton's boycott a legitimate movement or a calculated scheme? Let's have a real conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay woke, my friends, because the truth is out there. We just have to be willing to look for it. We'll be back next week with another episode. Pound.
100 members of the National Action Network joined Reverend Al Sharpton to shop at Costco in support of the company's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Shareholders recently voted against a proposal to assess the risks.
This is not a boycott. This is a boycott, where we are buying into companies that are supporting DEI measures.
This comes days after President Donald Trump signed an executive order to get rid of DEI programs.
DEI started to gain traction after the killing of George Floyd. Corporations came forward and said, we're going to do diversity. We're going to do this because race needs to be dealt with.
Recently, Amazon, Walmart, McDonald's, and Meta have all rolled back their policies. The latest company to ditch DEI is Target.
I think many of them are realizing that these DEI programs were unfair. We find out when it's actually implemented, it's more like discrimination.
It's not true at all.
DEI programs basically prevent us from going backwards to a time when white supremacy and white straight men ruled the law of the land. So we are trying to prevent that pushback, which is clearly happening in this administration right now.
And this isn't the end to their call to action. Reverend Al Sharpton says over the next 90 days, they'll identify businesses who have abandoned